Good afternoon, guys. This is going to be a very brief video. I have a lot going on in my personal life, and I know I'm not getting a lot of videos up on the channel, but I tend to, think that I'll get that remedied real soon. I've got quite a bit of stuff already filmed that I just have to get edited and get up onto YouTube and to Wayne Rogers Outdoors on Facebook. But as you can see, we've had a little bit of snow. We were supposed to get upwards of 7 inches. I'm not quite sure how much we got. I know across the road here and, in front of the house, about a third of the mile down the road, we get snowed in. And, at least once a winter. I think we had it 3 feet deep across the road at one time, but the road grader was able to get in and get us dug out. I've been spending a lot of time outside. Like I said, I haven't been doing a lot of filming because, for those of you who may or may not know, I'm building a home. We bought a Mennonite-built cabin from Greensburg, Kansas, and had it moved out here onto location. It is 14 by 40, and we are turning it into a house. So I've been doing a lot of work inside, a lot of insulating, a lot of electrical. I just went and bought a bunch of plumbing, bought my hot water heater, bought my sewer, bought my water lines, all that kind of stuff. So I apologize because that is taking up a lot of my time. On top of that, those of you who may or may not know, or for those of you who don't know, my wife is a former United States Marine, and she has a service-related disability, and she has a medical condition called transverse myelitis, and she is slowly losing her ability to walk. So that also presents a challenge for us. And we're building the house with wheelchair in mind. She already has a wheelchair, and most everything she needs for when the time comes and she ends up in her wheelchair permanently. Her medical condition, we've been told, could even turn into MS at some point, but that's down the line. We're not even thinking about that right now. But anyway, excuse me. So I have been a little busy, and I apologize, like I said, for not getting content up on the channel. I love this channel, and I love that, I don't have a lot of viewers, but I love that you guys come on and that you subscribe and that you view, and I'm getting comments lately, and I like that because when somebody comments on my channel, if I see it right away, I do answer. I have ran across a comment, maybe two, that were months old that I never even knew came in, and that's notifications issue. That's not my issue because I spend a lot of time on YouTube. So it's getting to the point where, I may or may not get notified of your comments, but I'm just manually checking now because I can't rely on YouTube to let me know. Therefore, I'm just going to do it myself, right? But anyway, something I want to talk to you guys about is, like I said, we got a little bit of snow on the ground. It's been melting off because we've had temperatures in the 50s. Winter pretty much everywhere. At least it's coming anyway. It's supposed to be kind of a rough one this year. But if you guys are going to get out and you practice your bushcraft skills or campcraft or anything like that, in a sucky sort of way, this is really the optimal time to be doing those kind of things. Because if you can do it in this weather, if you can do it with snow on the ground and ice on the ground, and like today, on and off, it's been raining. Not raining hard, just enough to make you miserable, right? So, I've got snow on the ground, rain coming out of the sky, everything's damp. Today's a good day to be out here getting your dirt time. Because if you can manage dirt time today and have a good experience, you can definitely do it in more agreeable weather. So the more you challenge yourself in inclement weather, the better you're going to be when conditions are optimal. All right? So don't be afraid to get out in the cold. Don't be afraid to fail, especially with something like friction fire. If you can make a bow drill fire with even a couple of inches of snow on the ground, and it's not cold today. Right now it is 40 degrees and wind chill feels like 36 because we have a very light and variable wind out of the north. So it's not bitterly cold by any means. It has been down into the teens, But like I said, we're having that trend where we're starting to warm up a little bit, and then the bottom's going to drop out, of course, as it always does, and then things will get bitter cold. However, you spend more than a little while out here, especially dressed the way I am now. Under this shirt, these come from Cabela's and they're pretty heavy, so I just kind of wear them as jackets. I just have a regular old t-shirt on under this. It's mossy oak, and it's nothing special. In fact, I think it came from Walmart, but this is all I'm wearing today. And the reason I'm wearing this out here and not a jacket or anything, I want to be cold. I want to be a little chilly, okay? I want to, as we start progressing through the colder weather, I want to climatize myself for this environment so that when I am out here, when I am making videos, or when I am in a camp situation, or maybe I'm bushcrafting or woodcrafting or anything that I'm doing out here, I'm more prepared for it because I've allowed myself to come out into this and adjust to being a little cooler. Now, I don't mind cold anyway. I was born in December, and it's true that what they say that, you know, it's not 100% true for everybody, but a lot of the times it is the case that whatever season you're born in is the season you prefer through your adult life. I have a cousin who was born in the summer, and I will be absolutely miserable, just sweat pouring off of me, especially at night in a camp situation. You just can't cool off. And for her, the hotter the better. When I'm miserable, she's at her most happy. And vice versa. You get me out here, and I don't care if I'm laying in my bivvy and I'm just like shiver, you know. But eventually, I go to sleep, and as long as I'm not going to be in danger of being hypothermic, but if you reach over and you touch me, my skin is actually cold to the touch. That's when I sleep like a baby. I hibernate, okay? For the lack of a better way to put it, I hibernate. I sleep really good in the cold. And so, you know, getting myself acclimated to this type of an environment and the cooler temperatures and everything is going to serve me better as I practice bushcraft or campcraft or whatever it is that I'm doing out here. I mean, I'll set up my table saw, and I've got some stuff I've got to do in the house, and I'll do all my cutting outside. But I don't want to be out here and have to be bundled up, because I don't want to feel like when I get out here, this is extreme cold. Now, I'm self-employed, and we work in hot buildings and stuff intentionally in the summer, or excuse me, not the summer, but in the winter. Like the job we just did, we laid a bunch of luxury vinyl plank and glue down carpet. So we had the heat cranked up to 85 degrees in the building. It was like working, you know, it was like July in there. It was hot as hell, all right? And we're in shorts and t-shirts and stuff like that. But we don't get to the job and change. So when I leave the house and I go to work, if it's 28 degrees outside, well, I'm going to work outside in a, you know, shorts and a t-shirt. Because I know when I get to work, I'm going to wish to God I had worn something a lot cooler. So, you know, I've got a little bit of tolerance for the cold anyway. But anyway, I just want to make sure I keep improving on that, keep acclimating myself to this weather so that, you know, my hands, when I get out here and I start messing around with stuff, yeah, I'm cold, but not as cold as I would have been had I stayed laid up in the house all this time and been used to being in, you know, climate control, 70 degrees, 68 degrees, whatever, and then you come out here and this just feels miserable, okay? You'll notice that, like in the summertime, you spend a lot of time outside, you acclimate to the heat, you go in the house and that feels good, but then the temperature gets, you know, in the low hundreds, 103, 104, whatever, 80% humidity, and if you spent a lot of time outside, you can come outside in that weather, 103 degrees Fahrenheit in the shade with 80% relative humidity and not be miserable. However, somebody else who spent a lot of time indoors comes out and they're just like, oh man, I don't know how you do it. I can't do it. It's hot. But you know, it doesn't bother you because you're used to it. You've acclimated yourself. All right, well, I don't want to get on here and start rambling. This video is getting up on 10 minutes. So anyways, like I said, I'll get some videos out as soon as I can, guys. Just be patient. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask me below. Some of you have already found out when you comment or have questions, I do answer. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and share if you want to. And you can also find me online on Facebook at Wayne Rogers Outdoors. And I'll get another video out to you as soon as I can, guys. Thank you very much for your views and your support. Have a great, great weekend.